The structure of a polymer and the intermolecular forces that can be made between two identical strands dictates the polymer's physical properties and its use. Here are some examples. Polymer number 1 is called polyethylene terephthalate. For short, we commonly refer it to as PET. If we look at the structure, we see cocoa. So this polymer is a polyester. It also includes a benzene ring. In terms of properties, each of the oxygens in the ester can make two dipole-dipoles. So, because dipole-dipole is a medium strength force, PET is rigid but still flexible. Because the benzene ring creates a lot of open space in the structure, it makes the PET plastic fairly light. PET is often used for plastic bags and containers. Polymer number 2 is cellulose. It's a natural polymer made by plants. If we have a look at the structure, you see COC repeated. That makes this a polyether. Also on the structure, there are many hydroxyl groups hanging off these open rings. This allows many hydrogen bonds to form, creating a strong connection between strands. This makes cellulose very hard and rigid. But because of the open ring structure, very light. Plants use cellulose in their cell walls as a substitute for bones. This allows plants to withstand strong winds and be able to grow straight up against the force of gravity. The next polymer is an example of a protein. If you have a look at the structure, you will see C and C double bonded O repeated down the main chain. This makes proteins classified as being polyamides. Each monomer is called an amino acid because it has an amine functional group and a carboxyl functional group on the other end of the monomer. Depending on which amino acid you get different intermolecular forces and different properties. Now, proteins are used in the body for many different things. They are used for tissue, to make muscle. They also offer supportive structures. And some proteins can be used as enzymes. The next polymer is known as Kevlar. And if we look at its structure, you see C and C double bonded O all the way down the chain. And you also see open benzene rings. Because these are secondary amides, you can make one hydrogen bond between the strands for each functional group. This makes each strand strongly bonded to each other. Because of all the open benzene structures, it makes Kevlar very light. Kevlar is used in a whole bunch of different places now. It was first designed in a lab to make bulletproof vests. But now it's also made for boats, sails, and some sports equipment like hockey sticks. The last polymer is DNA. It's made by linking different combinations of 4 monomers: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Now if you look between the DNA chains, you'll see they're held together by hydrogen bonds. This makes the DNA double helix very strong. One strand stays attached very well to the other. The structure also is very ring-oriented, which makes it very light. If you look closer, when you have an adenine and a thymine lined up, they make 2 hydrogen bonds. But a guanine and a cytosine, they make 3. The structure of the nitrogen bases also acts as a spell check. A can only go with T because they match up with the right number of hydrogen bonds, but C can only go with G. Cells use DNA to code information about how to make proteins.